And hello fellow Taker Space Bandit here with another episode of World of Tanks, and today we are back in the Centurion Action X Tier 10 British medium tank. We are on map Cliff on the north spawn. There are 2 artilleries per side. There's some TDs, medium tanks, heavy tanks. It's a nice distribution for the teams, to be honest. And from this side, the way I play this side, usually I like to go up to the hill area, or if I can get myself close to position E4 so that I can support both areas of the map. That's where I usually would go to early in game. However, in this game it was slightly different because I broke to get a drink and I think I was late coming back into the beginning of the game. I started up a little bit late, so I chose a different play, and this play allowed me to do exactly what I'm gonna do in this game: be sneaky. And that's exactly what you want to be. You want to be sneaky in this tank. It doesn't have much armor, but it does have mobility. It has very good penetration, APCR rounds as standard, plus very good heat rounds as premium. And those heat rounds come useful on this tank. That's why I like this tank, because I can put it in situations where I can actually fight heavy armored vehicles and not be really scared of them. So this position, if you guys didn't know, D4, it's a little bit of a tricky climb, but it works. As you see, I'm struggling here getting up and stuff like that. But what it allows you to do is play passive. You can spot whoever's going up the hill. You can spot whoever is going across to F4 area and pick your spots, right? You don't have to come out. You don't have to engage and fight right away. It's a very passive position, but sneaky. As you can see here now, I'm unspotted. And that's exactly where I'm going to make my play, because I'm unspotted. Opposition is not expecting me to make this play. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to approach this T110E5 at F4, engage him one-on-one, and hopefully take him out of the game. And that was the idea here. As you notice here, I already swapped to my heat rounds because I want to ensure I penetrate this guy every time. Otherwise, I will lose this battle. Remember, T110E5 has extremely good armor, and even one bounce would mean that I could be jeopardizing my 1v1 encounter with this guy, right? So I want to be putting these shells in every time I can. As you notice here, I'm aiming very carefully, aim my shots very carefully, yet he still manages to just kind of auto-aim and pin me at will, no problem. Right there, good shot in the lower plate. If you have heat loaded, last thing you want to do is shoot the tracks. So you want to be hitting flat areas. Bottom plate is perfect for that. There again, we're shooting the bottom plate, and we should be able to get him out of the game right here. And we do, with help from our RD, I think, at the same time. Now, surprising thing is that machine was sitting down here for the longest time. He didn't even pay attention to what I was doing up on top of the hill, because I would appreciate a little bit of help, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so we're gonna climb up here since we won this area. I don't think there's anything else in the middle over here. So we're just gonna spot across to see if there's anyone around F6, but there isn't anyone. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to spot these guys that are sitting on their spawn and have a feast on these TDs. Hopefully kill the RD. That's what I was thinking anyway. As you can see, we put a shell into this under the giant. We spot him at the same time. And now this RD, I think, is looking at me, but I wasn't really convinced yet. Now I see it looking at me. So we're gonna put a shell into him, and we're gonna try to disappear for a split moment so that we don't get annihilated here. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. And luckily, our RD pays attention to the situation and destroys the opposition's artillery. Now, as you notice now here, it looks like we have this game in a bag. I mean, we're winning quite comfortably right now, and these guys are kind of in a pickle. We just took out the most dangerous tank on the opposition team, the Waffle. So that guy's gone. Now we're going to try to put some shells in this shit barn, but we don't have gun depression, so we're going to try to pick a different position here. And we do. I shouldn't have taken that shot. That would have tracked him all day long. So I should be waiting for a better opportunity. But we do put the shell into this Ender the Giant. Now both of these guys are aiming at me, especially the shit barn. Last thing I want to do is, you know, swallow that 1400 HP and die. So I don't want to do that. We're going to switch our attention to the other side of the map. As you can see, we lost the other side completely. So 8-9 line, the opposition pushed it really hard and they won it quite easily. And now what I need to do is pay attention to make sure they don't approach this position. That's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to see if they're approaching this position, which will still give me freedom to operate in this area here. And the idea here is to take out all of these guys or base campers that are still sitting at 1 and 2 lines, right? So that's what I was trying to do right here. So we're going to come back into the same position. I'm going to try to put the shell into this shed barn. Can we? Yes, we can. I probably should have loaded hash rounds over here, but I didn't know who I was going to be shooting, so unfortunately I didn't. Anyway, can we find a shot at this shed barn? Unfortunately, he jukes us, and now he's looking at us, so there's no way we want to be absorbing that shell, so we're going to drop off yet again right here. And we're going to switch position one more time. So again, paying attention to the map, I'm going to try to support my heavy tank that's currently sitting at E5, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to come around here, maybe get some shells into these guys. We see this object 705. We should be able to put the shell into his bottom plate, and we do. And we're going to do step and repeat over here. We're just going to try to lose our 6th sense. Oh, we see the Centurion Action X, but unfortunately we scuffed that shot, and he auto-locks and hits us and penetrates us at the same time. Fantastic. Just fantastic. Don't you love it when you actually aiming and your shell goes ballistic, yet the opposition tank just auto aims you and pens you at will? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Anyway, so I got spotted here. I didn't realize what it was, but if you look at F2, it looks like there is an enemy tank destroyer that's poking around the corner, and he was the one that actually spotted me, and that happened here one more time right there. And this happened because our TD and our heavy tank disengaged, and they started dropping right there. I don't understand why they're doing it, but hey, what do I know? Anyway, at this point I noticed, oh crap, we actually did lose 1 and 2 line right now, so we're gonna have to relocate. And in this situation, I'm gonna help my friendlies again. We're gonna outnumber the opposition. That's the idea here. We're gonna try to catch this object 705A from the side, and that's exactly what we do. We're going to put a shell into his track wheels so we immobilize him at the same time. But he repairs, then he gets taken out regardless, and he's out of the game. Now, the game that we were winning comfortably, look at what's happening now. It is tied. The game is tied. We're actually on the losing end of this game because we have Artie, which on this map is not as important as it would be on any other bigger map. But still, we're going to try to fight through here. We're going to try to put a shell into the Centurion Action X. Unfortunately, that does not come off. It bounces off of his turret. So we loaded hash round here, hoping that we're going to see him again, but he disappears. With hash round, I would have been able to pretty much take him out of the game. But now we disengaged. I'm worried about this TD FV4005 coming from this side. So that's what I'm doing. I'm poking around the corner right here, hoping he's not approaching this location. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to poke around from this side, and there's the tortoise right here. Unfortunately, he puts a shell into me, which is not desirable, but we do manage to take him out of the game. So 2v3 right now. Can we hold this? Can we hold this situation? This is going to be difficult because RTD is engaging the medium tank right there. All I can do is hold this position right here. I'm one shot to pretty much anything right now. But we do manage to spot this guy. So we're going to put a shell into him. We take him out of the game. And now we're going to call for help. I'm going to be calling for help. I'm like, dude, TD, help me. Help me. These guys are coming after me. I'm pretty sure they're coming after me. So all I want to do is just poke out here and see if they're coming. I was expecting T-57 to be coming from this side as well, including the shit barn. But I don't see anything showing up right now, so I'm just going to keep calling for help. Now I get spotted, and I realize, okay, T-57's right over there. He's still there, so we're going to put a shell into him and take him out of the game. And that should make it much easier right now, especially since the shit barn gets spotted at F5 or F4. So we're going to run away from this position. But I was spotted while I started running away, so I was expecting that the shit barn would be turning around looking at me, coming from behind the cliff or behind that little hill at F3. So I decided to take a different route, and I thought to myself, you know what, we still got lots of time left. I'm pretty much a one-shot to this guy. So if I go the long route and go up to something like J5, J6, he will not expect me coming from that area. But then I thought, you know what, that's way too long. Way too long of a way. Plus, I would probably be overexposing myself anyway from that position. So I'm like, you know what, I'm going to come back into the same position and use my gun depression, and I should be able to shut him down here anyway. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna come up here. He's not looking at us, so that should be an easy shot of damage, and we do take him out of the game and secure the win for the team. In a game that turned out to be much closer than it should have been, really, at the end. I mean, the guys at 1 and 2 lane, especially that machine and the Death Star, looks like they were scared of a tortoise. And whoever else was there, was it the shit barn that was sitting around the corner? These guys should have pushed hard. Anyway, regardless, we finished with a really nice game with 6 kills, 5.1k damage. We finished with Mastery Ace Tanker, Top Gun medal. Quite a nice game for this tank, quite fantastic, to be honest. And I do like Cliff. And sometimes in certain situations it pays off not to start or load into the game on time as you usually do. We finished on top of the team with 1677 base XP and even had some assisted damage. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. That's it for now. Until next time, happy tanking, Space Bandit, checking out.